Listen up. You're here because you want to change your life. You're sick of being weak, soft, and undisciplined. Well, I've got news for you. Discipline isn't just important, it's everything. It's the foundation of success, the backbone of achievement, and the secret weapon of champions. You think discipline is hard? You're damn right. It is. But that's what makes it valuable. Everyone wants the easy path, the shortcut, the quick fix. But true success, real transformation, that comes from doing the hard stuff day in and day out. Discipline isn't about motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. Discipline is about showing up and putting in the work, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. It's about pushing through pain, fatigue, and self-doubt. You want to know the truth? Your mind is lying to you. It's telling you that you can't do it, that you're not strong enough, that you should quit. But your mind is full of crap. You're capable of so much more than you think. The only thing holding you back is your own lack of discipline. Think about the goals you have, the dreams you want to achieve. Now ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price to get there? Are you willing to wake up early, stay up late, put in the extra hours? Are you willing to say no to distractions and yes to hard work? That's what discipline is all about. Discipline isn't just about working hard. It's about consistency. It's about doing the right things over and over again, even when you don't see results right away. It's about trusting the process and having faith in your efforts. You want to know why most people fail. It's not because they're not talented enough or smart enough. It's because they lack discipline. They start strong but fizzle out when things get tough. They make excuses. They find reasons to quit. But not you. You're going to be different. From this moment on, you're going to embrace discipline like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It does. The quality of your life, your health, your relationships, your career, it all comes down to discipline. Start small, build habits, wake up 15 minutes earlier each day. Do 10 push-ups every morning. Read for 30 minutes before bed. These small acts of discipline compound over time. They build momentum. They create a snowball effect that will transform your life. But here's the kicker. Discipline isn't just about what you do. It's about who you become. When you practice discipline, you train your mind to be stronger. You're developing mental toughness. You're becoming someone who can be relied upon, someone who follows through, someone who gets shit done. You think successful people are born different? Think again. They've just mastered the art of discipline. They've learned to do what needs to be done regardless of how they feel. They've trained themselves to push through discomfort, to embrace the suck. Discipline is your superpower. It's what separates the achievers from the dreamers. It's what turns average into extraordinary. But here's the thing. No one can give it to you. You have to choose it for yourself. You have to commit to it every single day. You're not waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for things to get easier. Hey, well, the time is now. The place is here. You got to make a decision. Are you going to continue living a mediocre life, or are you going to embrace discipline and become the best version of yourself? I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here to challenge you, to push you, to make you uncomfortable. Because growth happens outside your comfort zone. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. You've got to be willing to suffer, to endure temporary pain for long-term gain. That's what discipline is all about. It's about delayed gratification. It's about doing what's hard now so that life becomes easier later. Think about the most successful people in any field. Athletes, business leaders, artists. What do they all have in common? Discipline. They show up every day. They put in the work. They do what others aren't willing to do. But here's the beautiful thing about discipline. It gets easier with practice. The more you flex that discipline muscle, the stronger it gets. What seems impossible today becomes routine tomorrow. That's the power of consistent, disciplined action. You've got it all through your life. Look at where you're wasting time, energy, and resources. Cut out the crap that's holding you back. TV, social media, toxic relationships, anything that's not moving you towards your goals has got to go. Discipline is about making tough choices. It's about saying no to good things so you can say yes to great things. It's about prioritizing what truly matters and letting go of the rest. You want to know the secret to building discipline? It's simple. Keep your promises to yourself. When you say you're going to do something, do it. no matter what. Build that trust with yourself. Become someone you can rely on. Discipline isn't just about big, heroic actions. It's about the small, everyday choices. It's about choosing water instead of soda. It's about doing one more rep when your muscles are screaming. It's about staying focused when distractions are all around you. You got to fall in love with the hustlers, the daily grind, the repetition. That's where true transformation happens. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting, but it's effective. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop hoping for miracles. The only miracle you need is the miracle of disciplined effort applied consistently over time. That's how you create lasting change. You've got to be willing to be different, to stand out. Most people are soft. They're undisciplined. They're slaves to their emotions and impulses. Not you. You're going to be the exception. You're going to be the one who shows up, who follows through, who gets it done. Discipline is your ticket to freedom. It might seem counterintuitive, but it's true. When you master discipline, you master yourself. You're no longer at the mercy of your moods or circumstances. You're in control. Think about your future self, the person you want to become. What would they do right now? What choices would they make? That's the power of discipline. It's about acting in alignment with your highest self, your best self. You got to train your mind like you train your body. Just like you wouldn't expect to bench press 300 pounds without practice. You can't expect to have iron discipline without training. Start small. Build up. Be consistent. Discipline is about creating systems and structures that support your goals. It's about designing your environment for success. Remove temptations. Set up reminders. Make it easy to do the right thing and hard to do the wrong thing. You got to be willing to be uncomfortable, to feel the burn, to push through the pain. That's where growth happens. That's where you discover what you're truly capable of. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to rescue you. You've got to be your own hero. You've got to save yourself. And the tool you're going to use is discipline. Discipline is about taking responsibility for your actions, your choices, your life. No more blaming others. No more making excuses. You're in the driver's seat. It's time to take control. You've got to have a bigger vision, a compelling reason why. Why are you doing this? Who are you becoming? What's at stake? When your why is strong enough, discipline becomes easier. Discipline is about consistency. It's about showing up day after day, week after week, month after month. It's about playing the long game. It's about trusting that your efforts will pay off, even when you can't see the results yet. You've got to be willing to fail, to make mistakes, to look foolish. That's part of the process. But here's the key. You've got to have the discipline to get back up, to learn from your failures, to keep pushing forward. Discipline is about mastering your emotions. It's about not letting fear, doubt, or laziness dictate your actions. It's about doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. You've got to surround yourself with disciplined people, people who push you, who challenge you, who hold you accountable. Your environment shapes you. Choose it wisely. Discipline is about focus. It's about saying no to distractions and yes to what truly matters. It's about having clear priorities and sticking to them no matter what. You've got to celebrate your wins no matter how small. Recognize your progress, but don't get complacent. Use your successes as fuel to push even harder. Discipline is about preparation. It's about doing the work before you need to. It's about being ready for opportunities when they come. It's about creating your own luck through consistent effort. You've got to be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a disciplined life. It takes time, it takes effort, but it's worth it. Every single day, you're getting stronger, more focused, more disciplined. Discipline is about integrity. It's about doing what you say you're going to do. It's about being true to your word, especially when no one is watching. It's about building character. You got to be willing to sacrifice, to give up good things for great things, to delay gratification, to put in the work now for a better future later. Discipline is about pushing your limits. It's about constantly challenging yourself. It's about never settling for mediocrity. It's about always striving to be better today than you were yesterday. You've got to develop rituals and routines, create habits that support your goals. Make discipline automatic. The less you have to think about it, the easier it becomes. Discipline is about mental toughness. It's about developing grit and resilience. It's about being able to push through when everything in you wants to quit. You've got to be your own biggest fan, your own toughest critic. Celebrate your wins, but never be satisfied. Always be looking for ways to improve, to grow, to push harder. Discipline is about self-respect. It's about honoring your commitments to yourself. It's about treating yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. You've got to be willing to be alone, to say no to social invitations when you got work to do, to be misunderstood by others who don't share your level of commitment. Discipline is about creating momentum. Small actions repeated consistently create massive results over time. Trust the process. Stay the course. You've got to be willing to face your fears, to do the things that scare you. Discipline is about expanding your comfort zone bit by bit, day by day. Discipline is about self-awareness. It's about knowing your strengths and weaknesses. It's about understanding what motivates you, what tempts you, what challenges you. You got to be willing to invest in yourself, in your education, in your health, in your personal growth. Discipline is about playing the long game, about building a better future. Discipline is about balance. It's not about being perfect. It's about consistency over intensity. It's about sustainable habits that you can maintain for the long haul. You got to be willing to lead by example, to inspire others through your actions to be the change you want to see in the world. Discipline is about freedom. The more disciplined you become, the more options you have, the more doors open for you, the more control you have over your life and your destiny. You got to be willing to face discomfort, to lean into the pain, to embrace the struggle. That's where true growth happens. Discipline is about self-mastery. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. You got to be willing to question your limits, to challenge your assumptions, to push beyond what you think is possible. Discipline is about creating a legacy. It's about becoming someone worth emulating. It's about leaving the world better than you found it. You got to be willing to do the work when no one is watching, to put in the effort even when there's no immediate reward. That's what separates the great from the good. Discipline is about consistency. It's about showing up day after day, regardless of how you feel. It's about building momentum over time. You've got to be willing to be different, to stand out from the crowd, to go against the grain. Discipline often means doing what others aren't willing to do. Discipline is about accountability. It's about taking responsibility for your actions and their consequences. It's about owning your life. You've got to be willing to delay gratification, to say no to short-term pleasures for long-term gains. That's the essence of discipline. Discipline is about focus. It's about saying no to distractions and yes to what truly matters. It's about aligning your actions with your goals. You've got to be willing to face your weaknesses, to work on your flaws, to turn your liabilities into assets through disciplined effort. Discipline is about resilience. It's about getting back up when you fall. It's about learning from failures and using them as fuel for future success. You've got to be willing to be uncomfortable, to push beyond your limits, to embrace the suck. That's where true growth happens. Discipline is about commitment. It's about staying true to your goals even when the going gets tough. It's about following through on your promises to yourself. You've got to be willing to be patient, to trust the process, to keep putting in the work even when you can't see immediate results. Discipline is about self-respect. It's about treating yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. It's about honoring your commitments to yourself. You've got to be willing to be your own hero, to rescue yourself, to take control of your life through disciplined action. Discipline is about creating a better future. It's about making sacrifices today for a better tomorrow. It's about building the life you want, one disciplined action at a time. You've got to be willing to be a leader. Set the example, to inspire others through your disciplined actions. Discipline is about freedom. The more disciplined you become, the more options you have in life, the more control you have over your destiny. You got to be willing to face your fears, to do the things that scare you. Discipline is about expanding your comfort zone bit by bit, day by day. Discipline is about self-mastery. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about unlocking your full potential. You got to be willing to question your limits, to challenge your assumptions, to push beyond what you think is possible. Discipline is about creating a legacy. It's about becoming someone worth emulating. It's about leaving the world better than you found it. Remember, discipline is everything. It's the key that unlocks all doors. It's the force that turns dreams into reality. It's the difference between who you are and who you want to be. So what are you waiting for? The time is now. The place is here. You've got everything you need inside you. It's time to unleash your discipline, to unleash your potential to become the person you were meant to be. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more half measures. It's time to embrace discipline with everything you've got. It's time to become unstoppable. You've got this. Now go out there and show the world what you're made of. Show them what discipline looks like. Show them what greatness looks like. It's your time. Make it count.